Yeah, welcome back. Yeah, most of you know VASSAL, yeah, which is a pretty good here digital board game software, very popular, and beside Tabletop Simulator, probably the biggest. And also being used by many board war game designers, including here DVG Games. And is absolutely great, but in contrast to Tabletop Simulator, it had this downside often that it is not that easy to bring over content. Yeah, in Tabletop Simulator you can copy paste from modules and quickly set up a table. While in VASSAL that was not that easy, and we already tried to figure that out years ago, and there was not really a fast solution. For example, like when you play games here, Hunters or the Hunted, which are basically part of the same series, but different, covering different years, but sometimes you need some counters or cards from one module in the other module, and it was not simply a way by copy-pasting it over, but you had to mod it in, which often took time. Or here, the DVG Games modules here, really well made by the wizard here, David Raoul, is a good example, and also something why I came now back to that in order to figure out a solution is all those Warfighter modules, the modern ones. They have interchangeable cards, like weapon systems. For example, I wanted to play Warfighter Shadow War again, or here called Modern Night, in which you could also use the, for example, Heckler & Koch 416 rifle, which is only, at least for the VASSAL modules, part of the modern day game. So, and there was not a quickly way to bring over, let's say, those weapons. So also a good example is the medals. A medals extension can also be used for Warfighter Shadow War, but it is not part here. It seems like now either with some new VASSAL module, I found a way, or it is now possible. I will quickly show you how to do it. In order to first show you, let's open those two modules to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So here we have, that's the wrong window. So here we have, for example, the two Warfighter modules. So this here daytime and the Shadow War for the night operations. Quite different games, but they both allow you, for example, to use all weapon cards. Yeah, of course, for Shadow War you usually need a suppressor, which is no problem. You can use soldiers, the soldiers from the original module. Bring them over, even here soldiers from other nations. Enemies and location is not working because Shadow War has a complete different a game system with that noise level. But soldiers, here US soldiers, here even Mexico, which is also not part here of Shadow War. I think French soldiers are not existing. German soldiers are in Shadow War, but different ones, in this green style. But you are, I don't know, for some reason you are a big fan of Wagner. You can bring him over. Equip him with a night vision, with knots, and with a suppressed weapon, he's good to go. The points should translate somewhat okay-ish. I think weapons, no, should be fine. 3 plus a suppressor might be so 5 or 6 resource points. I think that is also the case for... Yeah, no, it should translate well. Here it costs 5, here costs 3. So basically, and I think a suppressor is 2 resource points. So you can bring over, for example, here, the day-like module by DVG has a lot of weapons, which are not present in the, for example, SCAR rifles, the HK 416, 417 systems, the newer Car 15 based systems, M4 based. Also here so grenade launcher stuff. Here Mark 14 rifle. Some cool stuff here. Here Mark 11 sniper rifle. It's already suppressed, yeah. So you can basically bring that over, yeah. Noise is already printed on it. And etc. And what I will now show you for an example is, for example, Warfighter modern day has sitrep cards, but unfortunately they don't have the. I think Shadow War has specific sitrep cards, not sure. But what there is definitely what you might want to have in your beside equipment, weapons, soldiers. I'm looking for medals. I'm not sure exactly where it is currently. Oh, it is here, okay. Exactly. Medals, yeah. Where you, if you play a campaign, I'm not exactly sure about the medal rules, but you can use them Warfighter Modern for all modern games. And also the same for PMC, yeah. I mean, PMC is also offered by DVG, and you can also switch content, yeah, bring, for example, PMC content to Modern Day or to Shadow War. And I will now show you how. So let's close those modules, keep that main menu open. And first we want to access the content that we want to transfer. For example, that would be here. If you open that up, you can see the extensions. For example, you want to bring over all Mexican soldiers or something, you could open that, whatever, where the Mexicans are part of, I'm not sure. But for example, you want to bring over US airborne soldiers or Polish soldiers to the Shadow War game. And we want to bring over the medals, which is a medal extension, so we go here and edit the extension. First we need to identify what this extension is even changing. It can require a bit search. But here we already see that it's black, while everything else is grayed out. So this extension is adding medals, I mean, by the name. If you would write on the US extension is adding new soldiers and new weapons. You simply pick that part and then you press export as XML. And then we name that medal content or whatever XML. That's it, we are done. Sure, you could now continue. You could say, okay, I want the medals. What I want else here, I want Polish soldiers, yeah. Maybe perhaps let's do it, I want the weapons, yeah. Then I'm done here. Soldiers, where are they? Card pieces perhaps? Yeah, Poland, yeah. You could now, for example, you want the Polish soldiers in a Shadow War. Export as XML. Yeah? I will now not do it, but I will perhaps do the US agreements. Let's check out the Germans. They're only German, but okay. There's some nice stuff here. MG5 machine gun. Okay, and then I will take this here, because here's a lot of nice weapons I want. Not all, but it's fine. We will also export that, and I will call it, German weapons XML. Okay. Good. Now how do we add that content to modern for Shadow War? We start a new extension. So yeah, medals were located in this area. So there's one step I had to do, otherwise it doesn't work out. That is, I will add a new scrollable list called medals. We're now creating a new expansion, yeah? So your original content is not altered. Medals, yeah, it should become more dark. Yeah. However, that is only a placeholder. What I will not... Here I will now click and import XML. And import our medals, which we exported from the other one. But I only did that because I will now drag and drop that onto cards and delete this. That is simply a workaround, because otherwise if I import directly, it stays gray. Okay, now we save that module. Oh no, wait, let's add the German stuff. That was weapons. Add scrollable list. I think it was German. Import. Drag drop out. Shit, wait, no, I missed something. No, here it has to go. And delete that first initial. Good, let's save that as medals gerwebs.vdml. That is the expansion VASSAL module DL. However, we are not done yet. That module lacks the images for the cards. All those modules you can open, or expansions you can open with any zip program. With WinRAR is also possible, or with 7-zip. And you need now to bring over the content. You can do that. I already opened our custom expansion, and now we will open the medals expansion. Also with a zip program. A lot of windows. Yeah, see, that is the original. That is the original expansion. It has an images folder, and there's also all those images of the medals. We simply do that here. And now we're good to go. However, we also need the images of the German weapons. So what we will do next, we will open that German expansion. Same way. There's of course also all the images of the soldiers, but it's not a problem if there's too many images in a module. Important is that you have the ones that are needed. Okay. And now the module should be done. We just have now to install it into Modern Night. I still the old one. Wait, let me deinstall the old one. I did before the video. I already deleted it. Yeah, and then you add new extension and pick your custom modded expansion. Let's see if it worked out. Yeah, your medal. Yeah, your medals now, which you can use. And here are the... Okay, now we have 2 German folders, yeah, because there's already... That is the original ones. You can also merge them, yeah. You can merge the folders. But then you have to merge it with the German expansion. It's a bit more complicated, but anyways, that is not that important that you have now here double, but that is new content here. You have all those German, yeah, next gen or current gen weapons. You can equip with a suppressor. That you can also do with any other module, yeah. With, I don't know, Israeli weapons or whatever. I mean, Israel only has the M4s. But I think the Daylight module has way more weapons for many of those countries. And use them in your Shadow War. Okay, that's it.